Hey guys, it's Jeff from succeedwithjeff.com. I've been talking a lot about mindset, and this month's Deep Abyss call was, again, I talk about this all the time. It was very eye opening. And I wanted to, it jarred up some memories for me. And I went back to a website that one of my best friends and I started back in uh, I don't know, 1999, I think. And we used to do weekly or bi weekly articles. So we used to write these weekly or bi weekly articles, based on whatever it is that we wanted to talk about. And after this month's Deep Abyss call, something triggered in my mind about an article that I wrote in June of 1999. So I went back and, I don't have the files, but, thank God for the Wayback Machine. I was able to go there and look up an archive of the website, and all of our articles are still available. They had taken a snapshot, and all of the web pages were available, which is freaking awesome that they were still there. But so I was able to get this article. At the time, I was 25 years old, so it was 16 years ago that I wrote this. And I can tell you, in those 16 years, I forgot and I stopped taking my own advice from when I wrote this article. So I wanted to share this with you. It's not too long, it's a few paragraphs, but it's amazing how certain situations just allow us to forget about what it is that's important and how carefree we were as we were, as we were younger. The older we get, it just seems like pressure and stress and what we conceive to be responsibilities just take over our mind, and it really closes it from an imagination perspective, which really inhibits us to go out and be, the best that we can be, fulfill our lives the way they should be. So this was 16 years ago I wrote this. It was an original, June 1999. After 7.5 hours of traveling in a car, let me start over. After 7.5 hours of traveling in a 4-car caravan with 3 kids, one wrong turn and more nuts on the road than a squirrel stores for the winter, you would think that one would be stressed as ever. I certainly was. How do you call this a vacation? How do you regroup and enjoy the time off of work and the time with your family? You drown out any sounds but that of the mighty force of the waves crashing on the sand right in front of you. Let your eyes see nothing but the immense blue ocean for miles and miles in the distance. Close your eyes and take a deep breath, filling your lungs to the absolute maximum with the ocean air. Let your mind go and wander back to a time when you had no responsibilities, no stress, no limitations, and no boundaries. Remember when a game of backyard wiffle ball was as important as the World Series. The biggest question in your life was, Mother, may I? Long before you were thinking about a driver's license, you thought about red light, green light. You had a crush on your babysitter. No matter how big the opposing army was, you and your best friend found a way to defeat them and save the world. And you did all this with a piece of string, a tin can, and a stick. Playing doctor actually involved a stethoscope. You wanted to be a little rascal. Superheroes weren't fiction, but they were career options. A matchbox car and a pile of dirt kept you busy. For 8 hours, hide and seek was a mission and not a game. Life was a game and not a mission. As children, we lived life with reckless abandonment. We didn't know any better, and we liked it that way. We never worried about what time it was, where we were, or what we needed to do tomorrow. We never stressed over a wrong turn, a few dollars, or some inconsiderate motorists. We only lived for today because tomorrow was always a blank script until our eyes opened that day and started writing the story. So let every day you open your eyes not write a page in a chapter of your life, but a new chapter in your book of life. Don't sweat the small stuff, because at the end of the road and you're reflecting back on your life's book, it is all small stuff. So, this really, it hit me today, probably more so than back in 1999 when I wrote it, because back in 1999 I was much more in touch with the child who I was describing and what it meant to live my life that way. So it was all about being happy, doing what you wanted to do, um, being carefree, and you weren't. I like to refer to it as pigeonholed. By what you feel people expect of you, you do what you feel is going to make you happy. So I just wanted to share that. I thought it played perfectly into, what I learned this month with my, during our Deep Abyss call. I'm really glad I found this. This may be something that I use and read to myself daily because it's really, I think it's important. My favorite line was, as children, we lived life with reckless abandonment. And that's the way I think as adults we should do it as well. Not like go out there and drive your car 120 miles an hour, but stop worrying about the consequences of actions you haven't taken yet. Take the actions that'll make you happy, and I think your life will turn out just the way you want it to. So that's it. If anybody has a request to actually get a copy of this, I'd be more than happy to share it with you. And that's all I had to say. I hope this definitely makes you think, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.